Well, hello and welcome back to Road Warden. We are here. We arrived at the inn, and things were happening. I left on. Yeah, it's not really a cliffhanger. I have a decision to make. How do I want to approach this? So the planks let out a creak after every step you make, so you slowed down a bit. You could swear the innkeeper made little to no noise. Here you go. He pushes the mug forward. But just so you know, my pelt of the north doesn't belong to Hovleven. You can sleep on the floor if you wish, sir, but if you want a bed or a meal, you have to pay. We may have some leftovers from dinner, but I'd need to check. Now, so how do I want to do this? I mean, friendly seems the obvious one. Playful, hide your emotions. It's not me. Into a threat. I'm not going to threaten him. I think I even do playful. Yeah, let's do playful. Sure, why not? That one. Thanks for the. Yeah, I totally forgot that you can actually just see the dialogue. None of the compliments to pissing him up. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's do that one. Let's go vulnerable. I'm feeling vulnerable. Thank you. I'm a road warden, so I'd never refuse a free drink. He meets your eyes with a frown, then grabs a wet cloth and snaps to wipe down the shelves. From time to time, your conversation is interrupted by splashes of dirty water in a wooden bucket. Just don't get used to it. Coins aren't worth much here. In the north, surely less than work. And there are days of hunger. He speaks slowly, yet audibly. You won't fill your stomach with words alone. I drink the ale. Sure. The dark room and wooden walls of the mug make the liquid look as brown as a chestnut. The lee in spring hits your nose, and the first sip is even too complex, too flowery. While the brewer has used fancy ingredients, the exotic licorice ruins the aftertaste. Now you know why there's so much left. Maybe it takes an acquired taste? The innkeeper nods. I was hoping to see someone willing to patrol the roads. Maybe you'll help me with a worrying thought I have. Which is? There are brigands in the woods. Our place is a stronghold, though I'm not afraid of an open strike. But they've got more active in the last 2 years. One day they may steal our furs, and I've no doubt that they're the reason why merchants come here only once. Having bandits get around, it gets expensive. He rubs his hands together, camouflaging his paws. I want you to reach Howler's Den, northwest from here. It's the largest settlement around. I'm sure you'll get there sooner or later. Ask Thais? Thais? Ask Thais, I'm going to say. The mayor about Glossia. About Glossia. That bloodthirsty wolf of a woman. I've heard rumours about a raid in the north. If Glossia's ready to break the truce with the locals, I'm willing to join forces with them to get rid of her band. He looks at a nearby dragon bone. Not too difficult, right? Just do it when you have a chance. A couple of days won't make much of a difference. I'll pay you 2 coins when you get back with the news. Fine? 3. He observes you for a moment. 2. Okay, cool. Right, so let's see. Have you got anything to buy? Let's have a look. Different traders are interested in different goods that will purchase only some of the things you have to sell, and their offers may vary. You pull out some items, but the innkeeper shakes his head. I don't need those, nor could I sell them to anyone. I'd rather make coin, waste them. So bring me something of value. Wow. Tell me how you really feel. Alright, cool. Yeah, I'm looking for a Asterion. Are you now? He goes to the table and invites you to sit down with him. I don't think I'm going to be much help. He rests his elbow on the tabletop and grunts quietly to clear his throat. But I do want you to find him, so... When asked about his intentions, he measures his words. Asterion and I made a risky deal. Well, a very promising one. Last time he was here, he took 50 coins. My half of the investment. He knocks on the table with a fist, anxiously. If you get my coin, or at least find out what happened to the guy, I'll make sure you won't be disappointed after bringing me the news. Could it be that Astarion stole the coins and ran away? He looks at a window and starts to play with the shutter. I just think Astarion ain't the kind of soul that would do such a thing. For him, it wasn't much of a fortune, and I'd risk saying he had earned my trust. Not only mine, you know. It's easy for a road warden to make connections. He always had places to go, things to take care of. He rubs the table with his thumb, as if trying to clean an invisible stain. I've asked travellers, I've sent a couple of my pals to find him. No real news. I know he stayed in White Marshes for a day, and was meant to do something for the people there. It's a village in the northwest. Just stay on the main road until you reach the bogs, then enter them. You may get there before dusk. So let me know once you find anything, and we may yet return to this whole investment thing. Yeah, I'll think about it. Let's see. Any rumours? Yeah. Any rumours worth sharing? He crosses his arms. I don't like to talk about people who ain't nearby, but you know what you're doing. Who are you wondering about? Tell me about... Ooh. Use your keyboard to name people that you're interested in. I mean, the only person I'm really interested in right now is Astarion, so... Example, Empress. Sure. Let's just type that. Yeah. What do you mean? Are you trying to find her? After all these years? He chuckles. The Empress is gone, and she will never be back. She's as dead as shit. Cool. Okay, cool. That's all I need, yeah. Okay, cool. Do you have anything for sale, actually? Because I did the other way around. I can go and pick up a few things for you, some food for your travels to start with, apples, nuts, sausage. Not too many at once. We need to maintain our supplies. I've got an elk fur I don't need. Its bio was caught by a pack of red wolves. Nice for sleeping spot, just as nice for a wall. An almost untouched bowl of soup, priceless for a traveller. You can't tell if he's being sarcastic. Made of fine oak ash, strong, though you should have some better supplies before you start your own bathhouse. After you mention you'd like something more useful on these roads, he looks down. I don't have any blades or armour to spare, but if you pay well, you can take one of our crossbows and a bunch of quarrels. A U-bow, wool cords, and the trigger needs just a bit of oil. It's as good as you can get without soaking it in magic. Takes a bit of muscle to draw, but even a 16-year-old could handle it. I won't sell it cheap, but I'm ready to give you a discount to a helpful ally. Okay. Let's have a look at what you could have won. Rations, I mean, that feels important, right? I mean, I can't afford any of those things. Probably just some food, right? Yeah, that'll do. We don't need to go all out here, just a bit of food rations. Thanks, guy! You step outside. Nick Clegg. We gotta call him Nick Clegg. Nick Clegg is pawing at the ground. You hear the clinking of tools coming from the armourer's workshop. Ooh, okay. I head to the armour. Yeah, let's do it. You walk past the well and find a small open shed, not unlike a stable, but with a humble set of tables, carving tools, hammers, sharpening stones, pincers, knives, and other tools. As long as something can be solved by brute force, this place will find a way to do so. There are two people sitting on a long bench. The first one is a male with maybe inch-long hair, a cleanly shaven face, a thin, long yellow tunic, bare legs, and sandals. He ignores your presence, sewing a gambeson with great concentration. The second person is a boy, maybe 15, who's wearing a crude outfit of a farmer. He glances at you, but soon returns to sharpening a long dagger. Greetings, friends! The man raises his head, but it's the boy who speaks, focused on his task. He ain't talking. Tell him what it is that you need. The man smiles in confirmation, looks at the piece of garment in his hands, then looks around, shrugs, and returns to you with a raised eyebrow. Could you patch my clothes if they were torn? Give you services. Let's see what you got. He nods, points at the laces in the front of your jacket, raises his clenched fingers to his shoulders and gently spreads and lowers them as if he's taking off a robe. You follow his command and allow him to properly inspect your gambeson. After a few minutes he gives it back, then reaches for his pouch. He pulls out one dragon bone and shrugs. Then another one, waves both of them in the air, pursing his lips. He makes a few speech-like noises with his empty mouth, groaning what sounds like, "I don't know." Consider his offer. In 1 hour your jacket will be patched up. Sure. An hour though. That's a long time. But it's it's very necessary, okay? Your jacket is as good as this armor can make it. Cool. Awesome. Amazing. Thank you. Could use some adjustments. He nods enthusiastically, but then apologetically points behind him at a small box filled with basic tools. He ain't that experienced, says his assistant. We do this and that, but only the simple things. Okay, then I leave the shed. Good day, sir. You return to the courtyard. You hear the clinking of tools coming from the armorer's workshop. Okay, so now I think... go to the well? Well, I go to the well. The recently renovated wooden roof covers the well from rain and birds. Sorry. Once one of the guards is enjoying the cold drink he drew with a bucket. He tells you to use only as much water as necessary. You need at least one piece of bathing equipment to get more out of this. Well, I don't have anything, so... Okay, then I suppose I approach the guards. The woman in the yellow armor is kneeling next to a brown, hairy boar, which is resting on its side. The beast is not as large as the dark ones from the forests. It responds to the touch of humans' hands and brush with grateful grunting and rapid twitches of a hind hoof. English is not my first language. That's not true. Of a hind hoof. No matter how friendly it appears, it's still tethered to the well, and you have no doubts that its charge would leave Nick Clegg dead in a breath. Not Nick Clegg. When the woman notices you, she steps forward to the boar's disappointment. So the new road warden, she points at a window with her chin, stalling the question. We don't need anything now, but when we travel with our furs, we can use some assistance. She may be around 30, but her warm voice and bright smile are camouflaging the touch of time on her unpowdered face. Like many red-haired people with freckles, her skin is healthily pale. The boar runs up to her, observing your boots and fruitlessly sniffing for food beneath the beaten ground. She pats its back, but maintains her focus. How about a game or two? We have a bit of time and can talk a bit about this and that. Maybe you'll get a couple of coins. I'll lose one. She winks. We could play dice or throw axes at a target. I mean, I don't gamble and I don't have time. That's not true. Let's see. Probably dice is probably more fitting to this character. Your arrival, and especially the dragonbone you pull out, are cheerfully welcomed. Two of the guards bring a table from the inn. Another one prepares a couple of stools and chairs. There are also spectators, and you're told that the other hunters are either sleeping or have a duty on the tower. Remember, no magic, says one of the players. His face is deadly serious. The game is new to you, but in no way baffling. 4 people can play it once. The wooden dice are long, with only 4 dotted faces. Every time someone wins a round, they get a point, and the person with the most points at the end of the game wins all the coins. As you play, you don't feel like you have much control over the results. I blend in with the group, become one with the environment. You share casual jokes, memories, and views on luck and optimal strategies. Nick Clegg and Julia's camp are also brought up, but when you ask about the roads or the locals, their stories are vague. The drinks are here. It's a poor beer made from the leftovers at the regular brewing. It's cold, sweet, and doesn't reach your head, but you try to avoid the smell. Just don't spill anything. The boar may get sick, says your bald opponent. In just a few minutes, you get 2 points, which are now represented by smooth pebbles. You don't really know how you got them. Either you don't get the strategy, or it's just pure luck. Let's see how lucky I am. Okay, after a long series of bad rolls, you finish with 2 points, the second lowest score. You put a dragon bone in front of the guard in the yellow armor, whose comically exaggerated thanks are met with laughter. After the table and chairs are moved back into the building, she asks you if you need anything. Let's see. Tell me about yourself. Sure, why not? Oh, what was that? After a brief giggle, her voice gets cold and serious. Nah, Road Warden. We use names and stories amongst friends. You ain't one. Don't make me tempt curses. Ooh, wow, feisty. Alright, cool. Alright, I'll see how it is. Okay, I have some questions about this place. Not much to tell, honestly. There are many beasts around, both wild game and dangerous monsters. We spend our time surrounded by these walls, leaving only to hunt, forage, and trade. That's an unusual tower. I'd expect it to be closer to the gate and shorter. Like in Hovleven. Fair. But it ain't here to protect the gate. This stronghold was built long before we moved in, and not to fight off humans. The tower was meant to be used by those who observe the deep forest. We look out for fires, dragons, and any winged creature that are looking to roost the roost. Baldy! He nods towards a man who indeed is completely bald, has a great eye, and sees well even in darkness. Cool. Have you heard anything about the necromancers? It's something new. Her voice lowers to a whisper. I've never been to White Marshes, but over the years we've seen people moving away from there. South. They told us that the place has changed too much. A priest died, I think. And the new one awakens the dead. Sorry, Road Warden, that's all I know. If she's hiding something, she sounds convincing. Indeed. Okay, where can I find the north from here? I'm sorry, we don't really go to those regions. We stay close to home. Only sometimes move south or west to Howler's Dell, but only to trade. They're fine with buying more than they need, since they then take wares to the coast. She takes a long breath, twirling her hair and gathering her thoughts. You know what? I've never even seen a beach. And I've been living here for how many? More than 10 years now? She giggles. The only part of the sea I've seen was from Old Pagos, which is placed on a hill. I've never put toe in salt water. She looks towards other huntress who confirms that her experience is the same. But Old Pagos is a good place, as long as you don't mock their order and act nice. They'll also be kind. Boss says they're too serious for him to stand them, but at least they don't bite without a reason. Cool. Thanks. I think that's about enough. Walk away. Walking away. Right, so I think we're probably done, right? Let's travel out of here. I don't think there's anything else going. We are going northwest, so let's carry on this way. Onwards! The road uphill meanders, slowing you down and forcing you to pay close attention, not only to the shadows of the trees, but also to the tight rocky passages. You can't help but notice a few caves and fine ambush spots. Ooh, we've got to keep an eye. There we go. The ruined village. Standing in front of the gate, you hear no noises, no tools at work, no steps. Dozens of birds live among the collapsed roofs. The fluttering, singing, and squawking is free of worries. If you want to travel any further, you need to ride around the palisade. Searching the ruins may take a lot of time. The broken gate in the north will lead you to the village. The sound of a gentle river reaches you from the east, where you see a saggy fence surrounding an overgrown pasture. Behind the burnt building in the east, you see an oddly barren field. Ooh. Take a closer look at the gate. Approach the building. Take a closer look. Investigate. The palisade is in good shape, and the entrance wasn't even touched by the fire. It was torn away, possibly thrown. The amount of used force must have been huge, but you'd expect that it would push the gate into the village, not away from it. Huh. You don't see any marks of a dragon bite. Troll could toss such planks, but after so many years you see no paw prints. A mage? You can't really tell. Okay, I move forward. Where do you want to go? Where do I want to go? I mean, we need to go northwest. And the only options here are southwest or southeast. So we'll go southwest. Explore the southwest part of the village. Sure. Okay, I see it's more focused in here, not exploring outside, that's fine. The buildings, some of which have collapsed, are made of wood, now charred and rotten. You spot claw marks on the walls, especially close to the doors and window frames. They could belong to a dragonling, or a large wolf, larger than the grey ones, or a corpse eater. Too many options to make a guess, yet no beast remains in sight. You find the remains of clothes, furniture, odds and ends. Only one object seems to be of use. A basket-like fish trap made of vines and willow branches. If a large fish swims into it, it won't be able to get out on its own. Quite large, but I can't fit on my saddle. Feel a slight aching in your stomach. Ooh, okay, well, let's go explore the northwest part of the village. The colourful grass covers the entire fenced pasture. The large stone placed in the middle suggests it could be a playground for ibexes or maybe even just an old garden. You see a couple of small sheds, a latrine, and a single building to the south, completely burnt down. All of these places were cleaned out by scavengers. Nick Clegg doesn't want to approach the large ruins in the north. Terrible stench of feces and rotting food scares you off as well. The paths are covered with goblin footprints. It's daytime, so the pack should be asleep. If the beasts were active, they would try to scare you off, or to hunt down your mount. This is their territory, and once they wake up, you will face a furious enemy. I go somewhere else very quietly, very quickly. Let's see, I go to the main square. Sure. In every village, the main square is the fanciest area, meant to charm travellers, yet this is way more than you expected. The houses are as big as in Hovlivin, and the paved ground took a lot of work and materials. The walls, now charred and riddled with holes, are made of an expensive coated wattle. Tiles for the roofs also had to be brought here from a different settlement. You peek inside the three smaller buildings, the rotting remains of their former splendour. The birds living in dozens of nests respond to your arrival with a quiet commotion. You don't find even a single dragon bone, nor a tool or a piece of furniture left unbroken, or unrotten. You're surrounded by bad smells, dirt, animal droppings, and garbage. The well also stinks. It has no bucket, but you'd be afraid to use it anyway. Who knows how many birds have relieved themselves inside, or how many old rats have found their death while climbing up the walls. Suddenly you hear some sounds coming from the largest building. You stop and touch your aching stomach. Ooh, should I stay or should I go? You know what, when in Rome, you step cautiously towards the scent of urine and sweat. The flickering candle lights shows your broken furniture, yet no signs of burnt wood. You consider pulling the other door when a masculine voice proves that your presence is not unnoticed. I didn't want it to come to this, but stay where ye are. Whatever you put inside, be it a shoe, a hand, or your damn thinker, it'll get a bolt. Okay. I come in peace. Friendly. Yeah, I come in peace. Relax, stranger, I'm a road warden. And you choose this place to visit? From all that there are? Even outlaws don't come here. He pauses, then goes on before you respond. It may be you're telling the truth, so let's say this. My little ballista here is all pulled and ready. Be won't oh god. Be won't do anything stupid, right? No running, no jumping around. Show your hands. The man's voice lacks confidence, and his accent is tricky for you. No shit. He could be from the distant south. Those southerners. But as long as you don't speak too quickly, you understand one another. You don't hear any other movements, breathing voices. You lean your axe against the doorframe and make sure that your knife is well hidden. I walk inside. The dense smell of urine hits you with full force, while the tools and utensils are hard to distinguish from the rubbish. The route to the upper floor is blocked by the collapsed roof and loose wooden beams. There are scraps of rusting iron and steel on the ground, detached from now destroyed barrels. The scavenger is sitting on a blanket in front of the tent, pointing at the floor with his loaded crossbow. Not a short man, though a bit skinny. He's tanned, dark-haired, and has seen his share of struggles. There are long claw scars on his left cheek, and another one that would divide his eyebrow in half if it hadn't been consumed by fire, just like the rest of his forehead. His clothes are untainted by vanity. He's barefoot in a dirty linen shirt with rolled-up sleeves and simple pants that use a cord for his belt. His long beard and hair are untrimmed and tangled. Okay. I sit on the stairs with raised hands. Yeah, I'm not a threat. I'm not a threat. You wipe the dust off the steps, but before you sit down you hear the man's annoyed voice. Now don't get too homey. It's the only place here that's not just ashes and debris, and I'm not sharing it. You better ride ahead. I already piled up whatever hasn't rotten. The candle lights are dancing on his burnt face and arms. He moves his crossbow just enough to make sure he won't shoot you by accident. I saw your horse. Maybe you could help me, What are you looking for in this place? You don't sound like you're from the north. Hey up, I'm from the north. Let's see. Oh man, decisions, which I'm going to make next time. Spoilers. No, not spoiling the other one. You know what I mean. Yeah. So we will pick up this next time. Still enjoying this. It's nice and relaxed. It's good vibes. So yeah, I will pick up next week. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you then. Bye!